Hi BookTube, it's Gina. Happy Thursday. Today I wanted to do a What's Cheering Me Up Right Now video because there are quite a few things that are not cheering me up right now, and whenever that starts to happen, I know it's time to sit down and talk to you about the things that are cheering me up. I want to focus on the positive things. I want to focus on the things that are making me happy and making me feel grateful, one of which, of course, is you. And I don't want to dwell on the negative things because if I can't change things, I don't want to let it make me sick inside. And if I can change things, I want to do my best to change them. Here's one thing that's making me happy. My cat, Getty, as always. I've got Getty right there. Josie's sleeping on her chair. She's doing better. She had a kidney infection. She just had her last pill last night. So she's doing better. And so back to the video. I wanted to talk about what's cheering me up. Now, I got the idea for these videos from Hannah Louise Poston, who is a beauty YouTuber, and she did a wonderful series a long time ago now on beauty budgeting, on a no-buy year, and I know that that is something that's also pretty big in the booktube world. Do I spend too much money on books? Do I have a problem buying too many books? There's a lot of similarities there. I clearly don't have a beauty budget problem, but I really appreciated her take on budgeting, on not going broke for things that you can't afford, and I found it to be a really interesting series. And I've watched her ever since, even though now she pretty much focuses on makeup and beauty. I really enjoy her channel. And she does a What's Cheering Me Up video, and that is what gave me the idea. That is where I got it. So I'm going to run with it because I don't think we can ever have too many people talking about things that are cheering them up. I am also going to link a few channels below, and I would love to see other booktubers talk about what's cheering them up. So if your name is down below, consider talking about this too. Let's start out with TV shows because we've been watching Better Call Saul, which I have been loving. So if you know me at all, you know that I have Netflix and I have Amazon Prime. We were watching Better Call Saul on Netflix. And of course, the new season is on AMC, the new and the final season. And I don't want to get another streaming subscription. I'm starting to sound like a broken record on this, but I really wanted to watch the final season of Saul. So we bought on Amazon, you can buy season passes. So we bought a season pass. It was like $20 or something. It wasn't too bad. And so we're having a blast watching Better Call Saul. They're actually only releasing one episode, I think, a week. So it's getting stretched out a little more. I was hoping we could just binge watch them all. And then we're actually going to go back and rewatch Breaking Bad. So our evening routine around here is that we pick a Netflix, Amazon, etc. series, and every night we watch an hour or two of our series. And I love Better Call Saul. I love that character. I just think it's so interesting. We loved Breaking Bad when we watched it years ago. So that's going to be a lot of fun to rewatch that series. And I love it. I may also start rewatching a Star Trek series if I can find one that's not on Paramount Plus. I think Deep Space Nine is still on Amazon, so I may watch some Deep Space Nine for Book Trek coming up. The other thing that's making me happy is Slightly Foxed. They just had a podcast. So if you're not familiar with Slightly Foxed, they're a publisher. Let me show you one of their books. They are a publisher. They publish, this is 84 Charing Cross Road. They do these little small books that I love. But they also have a monthly podcast. And their podcast was just about Barbara Pym, who you know is one of my favorite authors. They're such a good podcast. I'll link it down below. If you love English types of podcasts, English types of literature, the Barbara Pym podcast, all the podcasts are wonderful. Basically, they pick a topic, they have a guest. The guest on this episode was somebody who had written a biography of Barbara Pym, so she had a lot of backstory, a lot of really interesting information to share, and it was so much fun to listen to. And they have beautiful accents. There's always dogs barking in the background, and I love it. So good. So check that out. Next is, just a random thing. This was so funny. So I had an Amazon book order delivered the other day, and the delivery driver showed up in a red Kia Soul, you know, those little square boxy cars, and he had Snoopy cartoon decals, big ones, all over it. And I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, can I come out and here I am playing with my hair again. Can I come out and look at your car? And so I went out, I walked around the car. He had like a Snoopy on one panel with a trailing kind of thing behind him. He had a peppermint patty, and he said he was doing some more things. He was going to get one of those dancing Snoopies on the back windshield wiper so that when the windshield wiper went, the Mickey went. It was so cute that I had to mention it. And I thanked him for cheering me up, and he thanked me for cheering him up, for appreciating his car. And it was so much fun. I love those little moments where you connect with someone, and it was just very cheery. So that was so much fun. Next, let's talk about Barry. We booked our Barry Manilow concert tickets for Las Vegas. So I'm planning the Las Vegas trip. I know I'm still a little conflicted about traveling during the pandemic, but we're all vaccinated. I think I'm thinking it's going to be okay. And we love Barry. He's playing at the Westgate, which is a small theater. We've seen him many times. Wasn't my very first concert. I think it was my second concert, was Barry Manilow at the Greek Theater. This would have been in like 1983 or so, the Greek Theater in LA. And we love Barry. We bought tickets for the show. So I'm very excited about that. He recently reported that he had a positive COVID test. So I'm hoping that he is well. It sounds like his shows are going as planned now. So keeping my fingers crossed that he is healthy and well, and not for my sake because of the concert, just then hoping that he's healthy and well. But also we're very excited to go see Barry Manilow in concert in Las Vegas. And lastly, I want to talk about some books, because I can't have a What's Cheering Me Up video without talking about books. So the first thing I want to talk about is this beautiful D.E. Stevenson. This is a reprint from Dean Street Press. It's their Furrowed Middlebrow. And the reason I bring this up now is because a friend of mine just shared with me that they are doing a whole re-release of the Noel Stratfield novels. I think the romances. I'm not exactly sure, but I love these. I'm very excited for all of their upcoming releases. This is the only one so far that I have purchased because they're a little on the pricey side for paperback. This one was $17.99. I think I got free shipping. I can't remember. But books have gotten so expensive. The kids' books I bought this month were like $20 a piece for a picture book. The new Donna Leon release that I just bought was $27. I was like, oh, gosh, they're expensive, but this is beautiful. They've all got some kind of artwork in the center with a roof on the top. And I'm buddy reading this with my friend Gina, and super excited about this, and very excited for all of the Dean Street Press re-releases. So that is one thing. Then next, you guys, I want to talk about used books, because this book I bought it on Amazon by one of their resellers. And this is the Rosamund Pilcher writing as Jane Fraser, A Day Like Spring. This is a Harley Quinn romance, number 1232. And this was described as like new. And it really is like new. It is absolutely glorious. I showed this already before, but I couldn't have a What's Cheering Me Up video and not talk about the beauty that this book is. It's absolutely glorious. It is so, so pretty. And it really is in like new condition, which, you know, I've had issues with used books online in the past. I was just willing to take a chance with this one because I never see them. It was a reasonable price, and I thought, even if it's terrible, at least I'll have another Rosamund Pilcher to read. So I bought this, and I was so happy with it. But then I bought another book. I bought this Persephone. This is Greenery Street by Dennis McHale, who I've heard such good things about. This is about a newly married couple setting up house in London, I think, for the first time. And it just sounds wonderful and cozy. And I bought this used on Abe Books, but it said it was like new. And I was like, okay. So I was expecting it not to have the bookmark because they oftentimes don't. So I wasn't surprised that there was no bookmark. But what did surprise me was, look at this. Yeah. Yeah. The dust jacket. I at first thought it was the entire book. Then I remembered that the Persephones have this dust jacket. And actually, the book itself is fine. When I realized that, I was like, okay, that's workable. I can work with that. But I still was going to return it because I want the dust jacket, and it was not that inexpensive. It was almost the same price for this on Abe Books as it would have been to buy a new one. And I'm not sure why I didn't just buy a new one on like Book Depository or something like that. Maybe it's not available on Book Depository. I'm not sure. But I mean, this is clearly not like new. This is not like new, people. So I emailed them to start a return. Thankfully, I could return it. And they emailed me back and said, well, if you want to keep it, we'll give you a 15% discount. And I was like, no, it's not. That would have still been like $20. I was like, I don't want it. I don't want it for that price. I'd rather spend $23 and get a new one. So I initiated a return. They messaged me back and said, we have processed your return. Don't worry about sending the book back. You can keep it, but you will get a refund. And I was like, what? I'm still going to get a refund? So I have to say, it was really nice customer service. I'm going to just throw this in the trash, I think, because the book itself still looks really good. And I wanted to read this one for May of the Moderns. So I was super disappointed that I was going to have to return it because I want to read it this month for May. And now I can keep it. I can buy another one if I want to. But I can keep this one. And I think I'm going to keep it and not replace it because it still looks fine without the dust jacket. So that was very nice. It was very good customer service. I was so, so pleasantly surprised and very pleased that they were so accommodating. Wasn't that nice? Made me really, really happy. What else? I think that is it. I am going to the gym tonight. It is Body Jam night. Body Jam is that dance class that I love so much, and it is from 7 to 8. So I'm going to go to the dance class tonight and just get a little exercise. My back has been feeling better. I've been going to the chiropractor, and that has definitely been helping. So that is also good. And yeah, I'm just really, really trying to focus on these wonderful things in life right now. I hope that you're able to focus on some wonderful things too. Tell me in the comments if there are things that are making you happy or cheering you up right now, and I will chat with you in the comments. Bye, BookTube.